Y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Another birthday, another solar return. We here in the end game. I'm just gonna be up here for a few seconds. I am not gonna be with you long. This is Boss Son Goddess 777. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We are up here. We are up here live. Yes. This has been an interesting, very interesting year. Y'all, it's been a while. It has been a while since I've been up here. It don't even matter. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. If you see it later. Because I got to get up there on my studio and do some stuff. I am live. I am live. We working. I have been doing the work. Hmm. I don't even know. Hello, hello, hello. What's up with you? 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 What is up? All right. So it has been so much going on. How is everybody? I have made it to see another solar return. This don't happen all the time. I don't really celebrate my birthdays like that. I might do a little something. But this year, I am still celebrating. And my birthday was a couple of weeks ago. And it's been a wonderful solar return. I am so grateful. I lost my Instagram and my Facebook with my government name on it. But I still have the one with my organization, and I also have the one with the Moss Sun up there. So if anybody want to get in touch with me through that, you can just leave me a comment. Leave it in the comments. But yeah, I was like, how is it that look, I don't even have a lot of followers. I didn't think nobody really listened to me. They've been blocked me on maybe because I don't get up there like that either. But they blocked me on Twitter. I was posting my stuff on Twitter. And then because of I guess I'm not posting really a lot on my Instagram, honestly. Or it could be something else or whatever. But by me having my Instagram connected to my Facebook, that's why you don't see me under my government name or there, but that's fine. I'm still up there. It's okay, cause like the song, everything is so brand new. So not that I don't use my I don't use, not that I don't use my government name. I do, but you know how when you grow and you do the work, and you get that spiritual name, that name. Even in the Bible, they had a name change. You know what I'm saying? For legal purposes or whatever, I use my birth name, my government name. But even in the Bible, when they had a spiritual awakening, that name changes. So it's my son 7 L Bay, also my son 777, but my son 7 L Bay. So yeah, I have been really doing the work. I thought my son Goddess was in the location I was in to do the work as far as physically, but it was the spiritual work I was supposed to be doing. It was going into the unknown and going back into myself. I didn't think I was there, but I thought I was, sort of there. But it was still time for to get off the YouTube, and I know I got off during the time of that, that Diddy stuff what was going down. So I got off during that time, and I had to do some serious thinking, because I'm like, something's not adding up about this. Like, something just not right. I really had to do some soul searching and really work on myself and shadow the things that's going on, and deflect, not deflect, but reflect on myself and cleaning up my soul and rising up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all those. I'm grateful that I don't have all of those issues of not being disciplined. I worked on that a long time ago, as far as discipline myself and my animalistic desires, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Where I just can't control myself when it comes to that bedroom action and all that. So I worked on that several years ago. And it wasn't easy, because when you've been in a relationship for a long time and you are used to satisfying those desires, and then all of a sudden when you look around and you're not in a long-term relationship anymore, it's kind of tough. So I worked on that a few years ago, and I overcame that journey where that wasn't an issue, but I still had some other work to do as far as the other things, as far as dealing with getting over letting things go, letting things go, letting try, even it's levels to this stuff of letting traumas go, and childhood traumas, and different things. So I've been working on myself, and I've been doing grid work in the location that I'm in. And everybody says that they say it, since you moved here, it's been a difference. And I must say myself, that grid work ain't no, because you taking it, that grid work ain't no joke. Because you transmuting energy, you taking everything in, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you also grounding, you giving it back to the earth, to Tiamat, to Gaia, and then you taking in that. I'm realizing that I'm ingesting and taking in that ancients have awakened. They have awakened. I've been getting a lot of information and downloads and stuff like that as I ground and tap in, and I'm getting away. I don't got so much away with, which I know we need this fake money, and you got to have certain things in this matrix. But I am learning to detach, and I'm not even worried. Like on this stream here, I'm not advertising anything. I'm not worried about who's supposed to see it. Will see it, and I know AI got to put it in the algorithm, but I'm believing that it'll be meant for who needs to see it. And I don't even care right now about that. Now I have some things that I'm a businesswoman too, that I'm gonna advertise, and I got some things coming up where I'm still doing the Mayas temple. Like I said, it's been more so spiritual, but and I have been doing the work as far as helping, but now it's going into more so by me getting myself right. Like I had to deflect on the location I was in, and realize that this is not a coincidence. This is not by chance. This is not a mistake. This is something that was supposed to happen. And this is the contract that I've signed. I'm even, I've even been doing shadow work, even different levels with dealing with family members and realizing why we incarnated back here together and stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of that because you can't go out here and help anybody until you learn to solve the problems within you and the problems at home. And that's what I've been doing for a lot of years. I said, I'm so glad that I had enough sense to sit my butt down and work on myself and work on my family issues and work on my problems and find solutions. And then once I find solutions and be successful with that, then I can help other people. I can't go out here and tell anybody anything if I have not proven it to be effective and successful, put it through the test. And so I'm just so glad that I sat down and I got my ego in check, and I came to terms with that. Look, you got some shit with you and you need to fix it, and you're not perfect, and you need to check your ego, and you need to listen a little more maybe, and realize that it's a situation where you gotta take accountability. Yeah, I had a if I took I have taken accountability for a lot, but I'm not gonna let nobody. Also, I'm not gonna. I have in the midst of taking accountability, you have to be careful because people will also beat up on you. So you have to have self love in the midst of taking accountability. And I've been just reflect. Even the homeless people, I've noticed that they're thinning out. Like, where are they going at? Like, I really, 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 really want to be able to do more. Like I said, it's been a lot of spiritual work that's been going on, and I got some stuff that's coming up where I'm setting up some stuff from in my area where I'm from, to guide the people in the area as far as certain things I'm trying to set up to guide them as far as the changing of the shifting over into the technology and AI, and also, surviving, the things that's coming too. So I'm not, like they say, a prophet is only without honor in his own home amongst his own kin. So I'm letting other people do it. I'll bring them in. See, I don't have to be the star of the show. I don't have to be getting all the attention. I know how to work as a team. I know how to be a part of a team, and I know how to not burn bridges, and I know how to deal with difficult situations and difficult people also. Like, I have really tweaked and upgraded my mediating communication, being an effective communicator, being able to listen and not, you know, over talk people, and wait for them to finish and say what they got to say and get out and then think about what I'm saying. It took a while for me to be able to do that. I had to take classes years ago before I started doing any shadow work. I took classes, and even now I'm still improving. I'm forever a student, forever improving myself, working on myself. And if we if we all can learn that we can't all agree on things, we're not all gonna get along. We're not gonna get along. We're not all gonna agree on things, but sometimes we have to learn to look at the big picture and what is for the good of the whole group. We're gonna have to learn that we're gonna have to put our little penny any differences aside, because to make it in this transition and what's going on now, we're gonna have to put a lot of little penny ante feeling emotional bullshit aside. And if you a Christian, I'm a Jew, and this one is a Catholic, and this one is a spiritual. We're gonna have to put all that aside and work together for the bigger picture now, with the groups of people that we can work with. But at the same time, we're gonna have to get on one accord as a collective with a lot of things. Learning to be self-sustainable and take care of ourselves, of growing our food, purifying our water, all that stuff. Um, policing our own neighborhoods, and number one, being accountable, getting out of emotions and not worshiping people, and getting out of that savior, looking for a savior, looking for a daddy, the sky daddy, looking for a looking to be saved, and letting these people that can talk real good influence us, that they're our leaders. Like Michi X said on her stream last night, that it's a difference between an activist and somebody that's an orator and a speaker, a motivational speaker, and a preacher and stuff. Activists is actually out there doing stuff in which is, we need all that. We need the motivational speakers. The preachers help too. If they all of it's good. If it's not hurting the community, and you're not hurting children and exploiting people and taking people money and doing all that, it's good to be able to encourage people. But then when you get that motivation and you get that emotion going, you want to use that energy in the right way and use that knowledge and apply it. Knowledge apply. You can, like she said, you can know a lot of stuff, but if you don't apply the knowledge, then what good is the knowledge if it's not applied? You just know something, but you're not putting it to use to better yourself and your community and the people around you. I want to find solutions. I don't want to keep talking about the same problems for 1,000 years. I am about finding solutions. I've been finding solutions, trying to, and not just for myself, but for the collective and people. That want the knowledge that's in my group and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes people won't receive from me because they say a prophet is only without honor. Now, in the new area that I'm in, you receive, like, they look at you in a new face, a new place. People just, it don't take much for them to, oh God, like, because people they get used and comfortable to somebody that they see all the time. And I had to realize that. I had to realize, like, I can tell somebody something, and a stranger can come around and tell them the same thing, and it's gonna be taken like it's gold, because this is a new fresh breath, fresh air. Somebody they never, the voice is not it's new to them. It's fresh. It's not just the same old tone and the same person saying the same thing over and over again, like like the mantra gan ganapate namam gan ganapate namam. I mean, the repetition, it gets, they need something fresh and they need something new. So that's why it's received. I had to understand that because I was getting offended in my little emotion and little sensitivity. I was like, oh, it's so much. But that's just how it goes. You got to understand this is how it is. It's not going to change. Sometimes you have to send representatives, and you got to learn that you can't, that the body doesn't work on its own. You got the heart, the lungs, the brain, the spine. You got all the different parts of the body. Excuse me, I gotta get my water. So you got all the different parts of the body. So that's how it goes with working as a team to make sure that you are actually getting the results you want, about solving problems, solving the solutions, finding solutions, not just talking. I had to actually, I had to stop being in my little somewhat Libra energy of not wanting to stir up. I stir up stuff and not wanting to speak on. I had to just put my foot down and be like, look, Miss Sophia home now. I'm tired of this shit. Y'all gonna have to stop doing this. Y'all gonna have to stop doing that. I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop doing that. My stuff stink too. But you definitely gotta stop, because I can't take it. I just can't do it. Like, it's not, look, game over. Like, we at the end game now. We ain't got time to be eggshell or nothing and playing these little narcissistic games and tiptoe around the tulip. Man, it's the end game, the finale. We gotta get it together, because like that song say, I'm not here to stay. We gotta be at them. what they say, we gotta be at them exit points. We gotta be light as a feather. My yacht, simple, healing, unconditional. We gotta keep that heart light and them intentions right, and we gotta learn to detach. It's about the journey. Not I used to be like, let me finish this, let me finish that. Oh, I gotta finish doing this. I gotta finish. It's not about finishing. It's about the experience and the journey. That's what you're here to do, to retain knowledge, to take it back to your higher self and experience things, like the experience, like not running from it, but facing the unknown, facing yourself, facing your demons, controlling your demons, and balancing out yourself and grounding yourself. It's about the journey of learning how to ascend this avatar and this 3D ramp. This, well, they say we're in the 4D now, but how to rise back up from hell into heaven. And what did Jesus said? The kingdom of heaven is within. So yeah, I'm back, y'all. I was just gone from up here because I needed to. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of transmuting energy, grid work, more and more healing, not just for myself, not even just for me, it's not all about me, myself, and I, which I hold my self-love and self-care at a higher regard. I do. I love myself. I want to make sure I'm fine, because I have been where I made sure that others were fine and I didn't make sure I was okay. That's not self-love. That's not caring about yourself. That's not taking care of you. You cannot help anybody else until you help yourself. And it's not being selfish. It's one thing to be selfish, and it's another thing to care about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And not be taken advantage of and manipulated and stuff like that. So, and I was homeschooling my little family member, and it was, oh man, it was it was a challenge, but it was so interesting and it was so fulfilling. And I liked it. If you don't know, I like to teach. I like teaching anyway. So yeah, like even in like the third and fourth grade, around that time, they were sending me to they were sending me to the college because they wanted me to get a scholarship to teach. Those people know when you come in who you are. They look at your birth chart. They know your weaknesses and your strengths and how to trigger you and the frequencies to send at you and da 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 da. They tell you in that Bible, do not study the stars, do not know astrology. That's all the devil, but they are deep into it. So yeah, and the same people that wrote those books are the same people that wrote those other books, if you know what I mean. The ones that is supposed to be the devil stuff. So it's just all in your perception and fearing. That fear will cause you to not tap in and understand things in its fullness, being fear and having ideologies about certain things, and you've been indoctrinated and taught instead of maybe sometimes just going within and taking a deeper dive into stuff and not looking at what somebody told you or what they read it to you, the pastor or your mom. Even sometimes our parents and our loved ones and stuff, they could have been wrong about some stuff that we need to take a deep dive into. But it's a lot going on. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. But we have to stay focused. Like I said when I came up here on that last live where you couldn't see me, and my son kept interrupting me. I don't know why he kept interrupting me in that live, but I was like, boy, you better get out of my face. But we have to stay focused. I get up here and I joke because I be like, some of these people that's going down now, I done prophesied to them. Like a couple of years ago, I was like, listen, you have done a lot. You need to sit down and you can do all the offerings you want. You can do all this talking about the ancestors, but honey, if you ain't got this right on the inside, every dog get his day. You know what I'm saying? You cannot keep right on doing the same thing. I can't either. I have to be like, whoa, I don't be doing. I ain't trying to say I'm perfect, But I don't even be playing with folk like that. Like I don't even play. Even when I was not, when I was in the, the world, like, or religion or whatever, I won't even. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and be playing with nobody money like that, cause, you know, I know how to really clean up and put myself together, and and when I was really, even now, I got to clean up real nice. But and the men will be like, I never had a problem with really like getting a man or a man wanting to spend money on me, but I was always funny about that because I'm like, when you mess, I knew this, and maybe because I knew it from within, but my mother always said it. She's like, when you mess with a man money, they gonna want something and they want to control you, which I think she might have took it a little too far to the left, the independence or whatever. But still, it was some truth in all of that, which I tried to be balanced with it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I ain't never get no money for no. I was married for a while, but I ain't gonna sit here and say that I ain't my husband. Ain't never, I don't like to be pampered and I don't like to be spoiled, because I do. When I was married, I had to have my VBS. I want my anniversary diamonds, my certified. Yeah, house. Yeah, we gotta have. Yeah, we gotta have the picket fence. I was indoctrinated. So, we got certain things. We gotta have a certain status. I gotta keep it looking a certain way. I can't be shamed. I had me. Look, I ain't even. I'm telling you, I think I had low self, but you would have never known I had low self esteem because, honey, it's a certain way I carry myself, and the way he had to carry himself until when I knew stuff, when I knew things that I things that people that young couldn't carry, like stuff that it would have blew a lot of people's mind. I kept that to myself, and I played it real smooth, like everything was good. We had our little, but I didn't tell nobody nothing. Not tell nobody. I ain't tell nobody nothing. No, my friends was like, I had no idea you was going through. I wouldn't have never had no idea about nothing. I ain't gonna tell. Look, it's some things you don't. It's some things I would have carried to my grave, but like that lady said, with Dr. Umar, that he put her in a corner. When they put you in a corner like that, you gotta come out with all the guns blazing. And even my child told me I might have went too far, but maybe I did. But at that time, I was only thinking like this is war. Like, you're trying to destroy me. I was in my Oya energy and didn't even know nothing about Oya back then. I'm like, hey, all bets are off, buddy, because you brought this on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I know a lot of stuff. That I hold all the keys and the key codes and the secrets and all that. But you gonna put me out there like that? And you think I'm gonna sit back and not come out with my damn AK-47, with my damn machete, with my damn hammer from Thor and all that? You got me freed up, cause you should have known better than to play with me like that. So, hey, you play with fire, you get burned. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I can't go back. You can't play with everybody. Some people out here playing for keeps. People want to sit here and poke the bear, but when the bear raised up at 20 feet tall and growling and it don't stop growling, it's a problem. Then stop playing games with people. Stop messing with people, because some people out here playing for keeps. You got people that get out here on this internet and they cyber stalk people and do all this, sending people. They do. The lady is right. They send people and they got burner accounts and messing with people, using their platform to take advantage and manipulating the divine feminine and just draining energy vampire. This is a year. I don't know why people think that just because they talk about the ancestors and just because they talk about I love this black queen and all that, they think that they day ain't gonna come, and they out here fucking up, royally fuck. Done did a whole lot. Look. I'm not gonna do it. I did that when I got pushed in the corner. I did that a long time ago with my long time mate pushed me in a corner. But just because I'm not gonna do that, don't mean that Big Mama ain't gonna send somebody that's gonna be the tipping bird. And the rooster, the roosters done came home to hatch. Oh honey, I'm serious. You can't play those mind games with everybody. Like after a while, the Richter scale is gonna tip over. You can't, and people not gonna be ashamed. Like you can't shame everybody into a corner. You can't. So I'm just saying. And then when you come out blazing with blazing guns and weapons, oh, you're the bad guy. You're a terrible person. You shouldn't have said that. You should have kept that to yourself. Oh, you should have been quiet. Oh, you're terrible for that. But you're not looking at it. They poked the bear. And you don't know how many times. You don't know people don't know how many times that I've been that the bear done got poked back in the day. Like it was either that, you know, it was either what I did when I just let it all out, or it would have been more destructive. So I had to use the words and stuff. But had I had used my actions and actually acted out, it'd have been much worse for everybody. So hey, I just had to take that for the team. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was a lot, and I've come to terms with even like the fact of people are crazy and they don't have no chill. They don't. They don't have no chill. I'm just glad they want no social media like it is now. Lord, I'm so glad that they didn't. They had it back then because they always have this technology. But I'm just so glad they didn't have the internet like they have it now. Because I ain't even gonna lie, whew, Lord, and all this Big Brother camera supervision, I'd have been fucked. I'd have been fucked, boy. All my stuff would have been acted. I acted ignorant. I have acted ignorant. I didn't even go front. I got married as like a teenager, honey. Mm. I can't even talk. I can't even talk about. Mm, I can't even talk about nobody because I would. Who? When I'm thinking somebody doing something or cheating on me, and oh my God, I'm so glad they didn't have. I'm so glad we. Thank you that the air out back then, and I ain't honey. I done learned how to go somewhere. You don't want me? Bye. Fine. Holler. See you later. I ain't got time for that. No, it's too much going on out here anyway. It ain't even worth it. Yeah, it was barely worth it back then, but you know, they was a little more chill, even though there was a trip still, but it won't like this mess we got going on now. That Rick, that, that Rick the scale done broke. Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of healing that needs to be done, and you know, I got love. I don't have no grudges and feel no type of way. You ain't never gotta talk to me no more in this lifetime if you don't want to. What's done is done. But before you look at me as a bad guy, you gotta think about what you done to other people. You know, what did you do to get that reaction? And at this point in my life, I have learned to walk away. Now, I'm gonna say my piece. I might cuss you out. I might call you a beach. I might go and tell you you're an MF or whatever. I'm gonna express myself and let you know like what you did. But I ain't gonna get all out of body. I'm gonna walk away and leave you to be. You know, I don't have to have that in my space. I don't have to deal with that energy. I don't. I love myself enough, and I have been on this journey long enough to know that some things you just gotta leave, let go, detach. Even some of your loved ones, you can't. They can't go. They can't go. You can't even take them with you. I mean, it's because you know, even in the Bible, you gotta still don't throw your Bibles away. Cause no, but you at least said you're gonna need them to judge the certain groups. You're gonna need that Bible to judge them. You gonna need that. That book is for them, cause the word was in us. You know, by being the organic and the people. I ain't gonna say necessarily, but the people that's organic to the earth, the first, the ancient ones. It's in us. We are the walking word. But they don't have that unless they, mixed in with the bloodlines and stuff. And a lot of them did. A lot of them look that way, but they have mixed in, and they, even back then, a lot of those people that you think back then that were Caucasian, or what you call white, that was created in the 1600s. Black and white was created in the 1600s to divide the indentured service or whatever. But anyway, a lot of them people back then, them presidents and stuff, they were indigenous to the Americas. They was indigenous people, even indigenous Europeans. They were not who you think they were. They were indigenous people. When I say indigenous, I mean they were what we call today black, real fair skinned people that were passing. Okay, there are a lot of most of them were indigenous. They were just passing and playing the game. That not they weren't good, but some of them were. Some of them were playing both sides and helping out the original indigenous people. And they called us the old ancient ones of America, Americas. So a lot of that's being debunked now about the story about we came on the slave ship. I done seen some sisters waking up, these young sisters waking up and talking about how it don't make no sense, and they know their grandmama told them what. And I've learned that I been saying that I am Cherokee, but this is the original name of it. This is the ancient name, and I done found the link. See, if you seek, you will find. Let's see. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. If you seek, you will find. I know it's still in here. What's this? Here we go. It's down here somewhere. Where is it? I got this from, go check him out, Asir the Duke of Tears. He talks a lot about the fall of Granada in the 1467, and the Moorish temple, and how North Carolina is Turkey, the ancient Turkey, and how the maps were changed, and how they really didn't really fall until the civil rights were inactive, and how we were like the Moors and all that stuff. So I don't just co-sign to one thing. I put it all together. Like you, I don't limit myself to studying nothing. So I study it. You'd be surprised what I study. I don't put a cap on myself. Nope. Okay, I'm trying to see the original name that we supposed to be saying if we think we're if we not think, but I know because my grandmother told me, my nana told me I was Cherokee. But this is the, where is it? Where is it? Come on. This child. Here we go. Is this it? No. Like blood of. Oh, it's something else. I think I sent it to my mother. What's the name? 1 second, people. 1 second. Like anybody's up here. Because I know I haven't been in this algorithm, so they probably don't even know. The algorithm don't know what to do with me. I gotta get back in the algorithm. But I'm. Okay, what is it? Maybe. Okay. Where is it? That's not it. Hmm. No. What's the well? We gonna find it. Where is it? Hmm. Um, maybe this is it. Oh, here we are. I found it. So, King of the Delaware Tedious Skunk. That's 1700 to 1763. This is a pure black man. The king now. Look. Look at that. That's the king. This is, do I got it bright enough? That's the king of the Tus. Well, they call us too also Tuscarora. They said we were the hemp people, but king of the Tedious Skunk. Okay. So the original tribal name of the Cherokee is Anayanwia, also spelled Anyvwia. Nope. Anna Anna Anayanwia. Anayanwia. Also spelled Anyvwya. And also Aniwia. Aniwia. Aniwia or Yanwia. So I'm gonna say that again. The original tribal name of the Cherokee is Anayanwia, also spelled Anyvwya. Aniwia and Anayuwia or Yanwia. Alternate spellings of Cherokee include Tassalagi, that's Tsalagi, Tassalagi, or Jalaji, or Chalaqui. That's Chalaqui is Chalaqui, or Cheddar. That's Cheroqui, or Cheddar Cheraqui. So that's the difference between the O and the I. So Tasology and Tasraji and Taraji. Wow, that sounds like Taraji. Oh shoot. Or Taslaji. The Cherokee language is called Tasology and it's Goswanihisti. Goswanihisti is the language. Okay? So they must, and look, like I said, king of the Della Delaware. See, this was Delaware. They saying this was the king of the Delawares. T. That's his name. T. Tuscum. 1700 1763. Look, tell me that ain't no brother. So somebody lying. Somebody lying. And I got this from a City Duke of Tears. And these are pictures that they don't show us. Look at this. This what them are nobility. This is what those European nobilities over there in the United Kingdom be having on they pendants and stuff. That's the ancient original rulers that look like this. The nobility, the royal bloodlines. They look like this. Look, these people will look at this. These are pictures that they don't show. They didn't show us this. They didn't show us this in school. This stuff in school. They showed us the pictures of them people in Africa like they got a feather sticking out of their ass and don't know which way they going, and being drug on a ship like a noose around their neck. That's what they showed. I would get mad when I was a kid looking at that mess. Mm-mm. But I got this from my boy, my guy, Seer, the Duke of Tears. So yeah, the strongest man Samson and the wisest man Solomon in the Bible were defeated by lust. Let that sink in. But yeah, so we got some work to do. We gotta get back to our ancient ways, but we also can't be scared of this technology because that's what all the jobs are training. I know I'm talking about different stuff, but that's what all the jobs are going to. They're going to automation where the AI is controlling everything. So you don't even have to have a degree. I'm trying to get something together with some my goddess will come in and show people, show the people how to transition over to that, and also about survival and stuff. Like I said, I'm willing to work as a team. If I don't know something about something, then I can network and bring people in that do to help, the community or whatever. I think they got them coming out this way, but I'm trying to get them to come out to the way where I'm originally from, and you know, she gonna promote her own stuff, but we in the talks of doing that now and everything. So yeah, but I have enjoyed this. I hope who need to see it sees it. But I'm about to get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful Saturn's Day. And I will be back soon. Just because you don't see me, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm not just disappeared and gone. I'm still working. We working, family. We working. So y'all take care. I'm out.